everyone, a very warm welcome to the session. This is Sweta, your English master teacher at Vedantu, and today guys we're going to have an amazing session on Reach for the Top. That's the chapter that we are going to cover in today's session, guys. Reach for the Top Part 1, that is about Santosh Yadav. So we've divided the session, we've divided the chapter into two parts. So in today's session, we'll be covering the very first part that deals with Santosh Yadav. Yes. So when I talk about reach for the top, right? Definitely there are certain ideas that crops up in your mind. So what are the ideas that crop up in your mind? Do let me know right away in the chat. What do you understand by reaching for the top? The title of the very first story, not the first story, the title of both the stories, right? So reach for the top is what? Have you ever come across a saying? There's a saying, aim for the mountains, you'll hit the stars, right? Something like that. I'm not quoting, but yeah, that's the whole idea. So always aim for the big, right? But definitely there is another point that should come with that. Aim for the big, but start with the small. Do you agree with that? Think about it, guys. Definitely dream big, think big, but start with the small. Yes? So let us talk about a very, very inspirational personality, Santosh Yadav, who was the woman who not only, she reached for the top, she not only aimed for the top, but she also became successful and she climbed, literally she went to the top of the whole world, that is the Mount Everest, and she was the youngest woman to climb the Mount Everest twice, not just once, but twice. Okay, so that is really very inspirational, and let us now enter into her journey and the struggles that she had to undergo in order to reach for the top, guys, right? That is going to be really very inspirational, and everyone, you, me, everyone will definitely learn something from her life story, and we will definitely incorporate those pointers in our mind when we start our journey. I mean, we have already started when we continue our journey further, right, guys? So we will be talking about the summary of the first part and important question and answers in the first session. This is what we are going to do in today's session. So we have important question and answers as well, and I want your inputs in the chat. I want your wholehearted participation in today's session. Please post your comments in the chat as well as in the comment section. Okay, so keep doing that. And in the next session, we'll be doing the second part along with the important question and answers. Okay, I'll begin with a beautiful quote, guys, a very inspirational and motivational quote. Don't hold yourself back and always know that you are capable of anything you set your mind to. Yes, so aim. Your aim should be there. Okay, there should be an aim, there should be an ambition, there should be a purpose, right? So do let me know what is your purpose. You are capable of achieving that, guys, but you have to think about your purpose first. So if you are not comfortable in in revealing your purpose, do let me know at least whether you have recognized your purpose in your life. Do let me know in the chat, and if possible also in the comment section. Okay, and if you have done that, so the first step is recognizing your ambition, recognizing your goal in your life, and then the journey starts, and you should never hold yourself back once you have set your mind to achieve that purpose. Right, guys? That is really, really inspirational. Do you find it inspirational and motivational? Do let me know right away in the chat. And let me see the excitement, guys, because we are going to talk about a chapter which is really very motivating, guys. So I want full excitement in this session from all of you. Okay? So, guys, this chapter is about Santosh Yadav, and I told you that she was the first woman to climb the Mount Everest, that also twice, not just once. Her story is really inspirational, inspiring. Despite being born in a skewed society which did not welcome the birth of a girl child, and such a regressive society, such a conservative and orthodox society where not just the girls were married off earlier, but they were not even welcome when they were born. in such a society, guys. She followed her own path. She made her own, she craved her own path, and she carved her own path, and she followed her desires, and here she is. We are talking about her. We have a chapter on her based on her life story. So she definitely is famous. She achieved world fame, climbing Mount Everest twice. That is something which is a brave task, right? So let us talk about the summary of this beautiful chapter, a very inspirational chapter. So we'll begin with the non-traditional Santosh, non-traditional, non-conformist. She did not conform to the orthodox mindset of the society that she was born in, right? So her name was Santosh. If you know Hindi, you would be knowing that Santosh means contentment, satisfaction, right? But Santosh was never satisfied with anything. And at that, I'm talking about that in a positive sense, right? So when she was not satisfied, by that I meant that she was not satisfied with the traditional and conservative attitude that was prevalent in the society that she was born to, right? So she began her life, she began living her life in her own terms. She also refused, she was a non-conformist, I told you. So she was also not conforming to the traditional dress that the girls were supposed to wear in her society. She used to wear shorts. She was determined to choose a correct path, right? And others were to change themselves. That is what she said, that if I am right, why should I change myself? Those who are not right, they should change their mindset. So conservative society should change their mindset and be more liberal, right? Because conservatism and keeping girls caged behind the behind the closet or behind the four walls, right? That is something which is not right. So that mindset should change. Not welcoming the birth of a daughter in the family, that mindset should change. So why should Santosh change her mindset of following her own dreams or following her own passion and setting an example of all the girls, not just the girls, but everyone in the society? Why should that be changed if that is so very inspirational, right? So that is what her progressive mindset was about, right? And then we have Santosh's great desire for education. So girls during that time, girls of her age were married off very, very early, right? But Santosh's parents, they were fortunately rich landowners, but the mindset was still the same. Marrying off the girls earlier, that was there, right? But she did not give in. She did not yield to that mindset, that narrow mindset. Okay, so she fought for her education, and her family accepted to send her to Delhi. Okay, so Santosh decided, so they could send her to they could give her decent education in Delhi, but as I told you that their mindset was very conservative, because they were always surrounded by these kind of people, right? It was not their fault completely. So it was, these thoughts are ingrained right from the very beginning, and it's very difficult to change, right? So they sent Santosh to the village school, but Santosh decided to fight against this system. When she turned 16, she refused to marry. Okay, and she warned that her parents, if she would never get a proper education, she would not marry at all. So from here we can definitely see Santosh's great desire for education. She wanted to be educated. She wanted to follow her dreams, her passion. She never gave up. Okay, and then finally she got admission in a school in Delhi. Her parents refused to pay her fees initially. As I told you, she had to fight. She had a very tough battle, okay, against the conservative attitude of the society, the regressive attitude of the society. But she told that she would work part-time to earn money and sponsor her own education. And finally, her dreams, her never giving up, the attitude of never giving up, her consistency, her persistence, her perseverance, that taught her her parents a lesson, and they finally agreed. So when you have the desire, you can definitely convince the others. When your parents see that you are ready to do anything for what you want to achieve, they will definitely support you, right? So that is something which is very inspirational, and I think this is a point which we should take and inculcate in our lives too. What do you think about it, guys? Don't you think this is very, very motivational? So what is your opinion on the approach of Santosh to convince her family to support her education in Delhi? What do you think, guys? What is your input? Please let me know in the chat right away. So then Santosh passed high school and she went to Jaipur to join the Maharani College. She also got a room in Kasturba Hostel. Okay, she used to, and from there, Kasturba Hostel, when she was there, it faced the Aravali Hills, and there she could see the villagers going to the hill and suddenly disappearing. So definitely that led to the curiosity of Santosh. And one day she decided to check herself, why are the climbers disappearing and where are they going, right? She found nobody except a few climbers. And these climbers encouraged her to take climbing. And that was the first step from where she never turned back. So from there was no looking back, guys. So before moving ahead, there is a very interesting announcement, guys. Vedantu launches Target Aims 2021-23 course. So you can be a part of the transformation and start preparing early with Vedantu. It is starting right from 21st of December, continuing till 30th of January, Monday to Saturday. And this is the link for registration. Okay. So you have our amazing faculties who are going to talk about, who are going to, educate you, who are going to teach you and prepare you for Target Aims, right? So this is really motivational, the chapter that we are doing. And yes, when we are talking about the top, we are talking about the target. So guys, if your target, it's your target, so definitely you have to set your target, and not just setting your target, you have to prepare for it. So guys, start early with Vedantu. Click on the link and register yourselves right now. Okay, so talking about Santosh, she started to save money and she enrolled herself in a course at Uttarkashi Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. So what is the characteristic feature that comes out from the fact that she saved money and she got herself enrolled? What characteristic feature can you actually say that Santosh has? Please let me know in the comment section, guys. Okay, so she went directly to Jaipur and she wrote a letter to her father, and she also apologized for taking admission in Uttarkashi. Okay. And then a remarkable climber. So there Santosh went on an expedition every year. She developed a remarkable resistance to cold and at altitude. Obviously, if you want to achieve something, you have to definitely go through a lot of struggles, a lot of battles inside and outside, a lot of pain. No pain, no gain, right? So definitely she was having a tough fight. Okay, not just psychological and emotional, but also physical, right? But she had an iron will and determination. Okay, so that is something which is which is a very important characteristic feature in Santosh, which we all should inculcate and incorporate in ourselves. That is determination and will to achieve, right? Physical endurance and mental toughness. That is very important. These are some key characteristic features for every sportsman, right? And her efforts started to bear fruits. In 1988, she had asked the Aravali mountaineers if she could join them. 1992 became the year of her grand success. She conquered Mount Everest when she was barely 20 years old. So she was so young, guys. She became the youngest woman in the world to achieve this feat. Isn't that very, very inspirational? Doesn't that give you the thrill? the excitement, the enthusiasm, the energy to just go for it, just like Santosh Yadav, and to conquer the world. Yes, you can do it. Santosh Yadav did it, and she is an inspiration for all of us. She proved she not only did that, she not only achieved her goal, but she also was a very kind person. She proved equally helpful for her fellow climbers. So this is another important characteristic feature that we learn from Santosh. Not just the competitive zeal that she had, the ardor that she had, but also being helpful to the others, being kind to the others, right? So that is the sportsmanship spirit that Santosh had, that we should all have in ourselves, right? Being competitive does not mean that we should be harsh to our fellows, right? That is another important feature that is clearly evident in Santosh Yadav, right? So during the 1992 Mount Everest mission, she provided special care to a climber. So that is talking about her kindness, right? Her caring, her caring characteristic feature. So that is really, really important. He lay dying at the South Pole. She could not save him. Okay, but she managed to save another climber. So unfortunately, she could not save, despite giving a special care to that climber. She could not save him, but she did manage to save another climber, Mohan Singh. He would have died if Santosh had not shared her oxygen with him. So what characteristic feature do you find? She was selfless, right? So yes, that is something which is very important, especially in today's world of tough fight and tough competition. We often forget the sympathy, the softness for the others, the kind of help that we can provide to the others. We are so self-absorbed. We are so into ourselves. But we need to look beyond ourselves. And that is exactly what Santosh did. She was so very helpful. She shared her oxygen with that person who was dying and saved her life, Captain Mohan Singh. So that is something which we also should learn, apart from, of course, the determination and iron will and struggle that she had to undergo, right? And then within 12 months, Santosh was invited by Indo-Nepalese Women's Expedition. She became its member. She then conquered the Everest for a second time. She set a record as the only woman to have climbed Mount Everest twice. So that is the result of her persistence. Okay? So her struggle that she underwent, but her never giving up attitude. And finally, she conquered the top. She went till the top and conquered the Mount Everest, not just once, but for the second time. So she was not contented. Santosh, very contradictory to her name. She was not contented by conquering the Everest for the first time. She went on and she conquered the Everest for the second time. The Indian government recognized her achievement and she was honored with the Padma Shri. It is one of the nation's top honors. So that is very, very important. And Santosh, when she went to the top, okay, she described her feelings after going to the top. And for the first time when she went, it was, she took some time to understand the feeling. It was really, really baffling for her, and she could not express herself. Okay, so she unfurled the Indian tricolor, and she couldn't even describe that moment. She saw the Indian flag flying on the top of the world. It was the moment that she describes. The moment that she felt was spiritual at that point of time. She felt proud to be an Indian. And she also acted as an environmentalist. That is another important feature of Santosh Yadav. She brought down 500 kilograms of rubbish from the Himalayas. So yes, that is also another very, very important feature. So we find a lot of important characteristic features in Santosh Yadav, which we should definitely try and inculcate in our lives, right? So that was about Santosh Yadav, and now there is a question for you which I want you to please post in the comment section. The answer of which you should post in the comment section. What shows her concern for the environment? Please do post your answer in the comment section, guys. We have just now seen in the previous slide. So please let me know your answer. Okay? And now let's move to the set of question and answers, guys. Are we ready? But before going ahead, if you want to join us and gain 100% knowledge and 100% marks, you know what you have to do. You just need to click. It's just a click away, guys. So visit the link which is right there in the description box and pinned comment, and you would get unlimited access to live classes, and your live classes will have live quiz. Every session is going to have mentee quiz. You do not have to wait for mentee, because every session is going to have live quiz, and you can compete with the students throughout the world. Even the replays which you watch, that will be filled with live quizzes, and you will get to see the leaderboard even in the replay, guys. So replays are also very, very interactive, not at all boring, and you can download the content. You can see the handwritten notes of the master teachers after each and every session. You can download, and the best part is all your doubts are going to be solved then and there with the help of our dedicated team of class teachers. Plus you have assignments, so solving those assignments will help you to understand how far you have understood the topic that has been taught in the class. Plus you have more than 5,000 micro courses and crash courses absolutely free, and that too in less price. So you just need to visit the link, and don't forget to use the coupon code which is going to give you discount. So SWRE Pro, that is the coupon code, guys. And if you can see per class price, guys, it's very, very less. Okay, so quickly go ahead and just visit the link, use the coupon code. Okay. So guys, now we'll come into the important question and answer session. So the first question that you have is an extract based question. From the very beginning, I was quite determined that if I choose a correct and rational path, the others around me had to change, not me. Very, very important line. Okay, so determination. Okay, that is something which is very important in Santosh Yadav, right? So the question, I want your answers in the chat right away. Please, guys, full excitement, full josh, and full support, full response. Okay? So what was the speaker's approach to making choice? Okay, to choose a path of her parents, to choose the correct rational path, to choose the path of her friends, or none of the above. Come on, very, very simple, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's check the answer. Superb. How many of you got it right? I'm sure everyone has got this right. This is very, very simple and very important at the same time. An important characteristic feature of Santosh Yadav. So when you're writing about Santosh Yadav's characteristic feature, this is a part which you need to write. This is a point which you definitely need to incorporate. That is choosing correct and rational path and her determination. Okay, to follow that. Next is, how was the speaker able to change those around her? Very simple. Come on. The answer is, by sticking to a rational path, she made others to yield to her decision. So she was very, she was having this mindset that I am not going to change for others. If I follow the right path, the others will be changing. Okay. So she ultimately changed those. Definitely when she got, when she would be standing for the rest of the people, when she would stand as an inspiration for the rest of the people, others are bound to change looking at her, right? Looking at her achieving great success. So she did it through her actions, not merely words. Okay. So what light do these words throw on the speaker? This is an important question. Santosh was stubborn right from her childhood. She was determined to change the system right from the beginning. Santosh was an arrogant child, or none of the above? This is an important question, guys. What do you think? Please let me know your answers in the chat right now. Yes. Santosh was determined. We cannot call her stubborn or rebellious or arrogant. She was determined to change the system which was regressive and harmful for the women, for the girls, right? So she was determined to change it and follow her dreams, stand as an inspiration for everyone else. Okay? Now, subjective questions, guys. What made Santosh Yadav achieve fame and greatness? Very, very, very important question. What made Santosh Yadav achieve fame and greatness? You can comment your answers in the comment section or put it down in the chat. As you wish, but please let me know your inputs. Come on, guys. I'm giving you some time. Think about it. Write your answers. Post it in the chat. Post it in the comment. Come on, come on, come on. What made Santosh Yadav achieve fame and greatness? Can we have a look at the points that we have come up with? And you can add on your points to that. Okay. So she was definitely she was the only woman who had scaled Mount Everest twice. That too at a bare minimum age of 20 years. Okay. She was the youngest woman to achieve this feat. Within 12 months, Santosh scaled the Everest a second time, and she as a member of the Indo-Nepalese Women's Expedition, and she was the one to set the record. Okay, so you can add on your points to that as well. Okay, and how was Santosh different from the other girls of a village? That is also very important, guys. This is a very simple question. She was not contented. Contradictory to her name, in contrast to her name, she was not at all contented with the traditional way of life, and she used to show her, she used to wear shorts, and so wearing shorts was, defying the patriarchal setup. Okay, so this definitely was challenging. So she defied the conservative and patriarchal mindset, okay, of a society where even the birth of a daughter was not welcome. And also she did not get married at 18 like the other girls did, right? So definitely she defied the convention, the tradition. So she was a non-conformist. She proved to be a non-conformist to the regressive society. Okay, so that is something which is very, very important, and I hope you did enjoy the session, and this was a very motivational and inspirational session, guys. Don't you think so? A chapter especially. So if you have enjoyed the session, guys, do let us know in the comment section. Do hit the like button, share the video amongst your friends, and subscribe to the channel in case you haven't yet subscribed to the channel. So guys, link is there in the description box. If you want to join us, do visit the link, use the coupon code, and you would get an amazing discount. And we will end the session with another very motivating quote. Every mountain top is within the reach if you just keep climbing. That is exactly what Santosh Yadav did. Don't you think so, guys? She kept climbing. That means she never yielded. She never succumbed to anything which was not right, which was against her principles of, being the best, following her passion, and setting an example for the rest of the world, right? So yes, mountain top. She climbed to the top of the Everest. So so here you can take the top of the Mount Everest to be a metaphor for the top of whatever field or area interests you. So you can definitely achieve that top. Okay. So here top does not necessarily mean the mountain top for everyone. We all have different dreams. We all have different passions. But what is common is the goal that we have. So that is within our reach if you don't give up. So keep trying, keep climbing. Okay. So I hope this was a motivational story as well. And I hope you would be incorporating all the characteristic features, the positive characteristic features that we have talked about in Santosh's life. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. And here you have the homework question. Please put down your answers of the homework question in the comment section. Why did Santosh's parents agree to pay for her schooling, and what mental qualities of Santosh are brought to light by this incident? Very, very important, guys. Okay, so please let me know and we will take your homework answers for the next session, guys. Till then, thank you so much. Take care and bye.